Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to Humankind. It has been a while since we've checked in on Humankind, and the game has had several patches since launch, and it seems to be coming along really nicely. I've actually not been reading the patches. I've not been spoiling myself on them. I kind of want to go into the game raw, or not raw, or like just kind of unsullied, unspoiled on what the changes are, so I can really experience the game and have a raw, like visceral, true to life reaction to it. So I think we're just going to go ahead and jump in. The Cultures of Africa DLC just dropped. I did a react video of the Cultures of Africa DLC. I quite like a lot of the cultures. A couple of them I think are a little bit, but you know, they'll probably get changed over time. There's going to be new mechanics, all that sort of jazz. We'll see how it goes. So let's go ahead and create a new game. Let's do, how big do we want to do of a world here? You know, let's do a 6-player game. Let's do large, okay? We'll do large. It'll be a relatively big world. I wish they would have presets for this here. So what do we want to do? Do we want to do like large Pangea? Do we want to do like continents? Do we want to do just completely random? Completely random feels a little bit crazy. You like something with continents? Just the absolute most amount of continents? Is that what you want? You want just like as many continents as possible? Okay, literally 8 continents now. World shape is random. Continent shape is average. We'll do like 40% land. We'll do 50%. Feels kind of okay here. No new world. You know what? I'm not a huge fan of the new world. Let's have many little islands. Let's do a kind of a naval-y kind of game. Let's see how the naval game has advanced here. World wrap on hemispheres. I'll leave it at random. Who knows which way the snow will be. World generation seed. Let's type in oh, you can't use words. Well, we'll just leave it blank then. Continent spread. I'll say regular. Lake odds average. Lake size average. Rivers. I feel like rivers make the game more fun. Ridges, I actually think ridges make the game less fun, and I think a more flat world is a bit more fun, but we'll have standard elevation here. I will do normal. Well, let's do abundant resources. Let's try out abundant. I think these are reasonable settings. In terms of pace, we're going to play on normal, completely normal pace. In terms of difficulty, I'm going to take 2 steps down from Humankind because it's been a while since I played, so you know we're going to approach the game. Well, do you want to do civilization or Humankind? I think it's been a while. There's been a lot of changes to the game. I need to get used to it again. So I'll do Empire. I'll probably do an Empire game, then I'll do a Civilization game, and then I'll do a Humankind game. So we'll be playing it like slightly lower than max difficulty, I reckon. Keep it more basic so we can see the game. I like the way you think. We're reacting to the changes to the game. So we're just going to play it on Empire. We'll play nice and chill, and then we'll ramp up the difficulty maybe over the next couple of days as we play. So I think I'm pretty happy here. Going to make sure I have the Cultures of Africa pack is activated. Cool. Let's go. Let's just get started. Let's jump in. Super happy to see you return to Humankind. I'm really happy to come back and check this game out. Probably the most thematic 4X game that's come out is since Civ, really. Probably even more thematic of a game than Civ, to be honest. And I'm really excited to see where they take this. It seems like they're really leaning into that thematic diversity, cultural sort of angle of things, which is really, really cool. Yeah, I believe the developers are focusing on mod.io compatibility rather than Steam Workshop. So keep an eye out of that. So it looks like I'm down in the south area of the map. And if we don't want to settle in tundra, we should probably move to the north. So that's almost certainly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make my way up a few sectors away from the snow. So we start out as a little Neolithic, nomadic tribe of hunters, and this kind of serves as the prehistory of our game. We can go explore the map tile by tile and look for things of value, curiosities. So we'll kind of step up here and have a look around. This looks like I might not be able to continue on, so we might move to the left. And we're kind of looking for curiosities and food, because if we can gather enough food, we can actually combine or kind of like an amoeba, we'll split off and create more hunting parties, which is kind of cool. Horses right here is cool. I don't know if I want to settle. I don't know if I want to settle in the snow. I'd like to head north, I think. There's a sanctuary. We can pillage the sanctuary and we can attack the deer. I think sanctuaries have been nerfed, if I remember correctly. So they don't give as much food as they used to. They used to give 20 and now it's 5. Pretty much all we found and all we can do. So we'll go ahead and pillage that. That seems fine. Relatively slow start here. I didn't hit anything. There's some food at least, and I do want to keep heading north. And we'll go ahead and attack this deer, and maybe killing the deer will be enough to level up. Let's manually battle this. I like this. We deploy a little army, I think, in the early game. It's not too complicated. We get up on the hill, so we have the high ground Anakin, and then we attack the deer. The deer gets smashed. The deer attacks back. Easy peasy. I do think +5 food on outpost seems really low. It should be +10. But we also managed to get our hands on a little bit of influence here. Wow, we are really living in the tundra here. I was hoping that we would hit some more fertile lands. But we might actually just have to be a tundra civ. We are close to expanding our tribe. That's the important thing. I don't think I can take a mammoth if I'm hurt. Nomadic tribe, +2 food or cheaper domestication. I'll take +2 food over the course of the game. Really? More tundra? Wow. I'm just going to place an outpost next turn. I think I'm just going to throw this down here as an outpost. We will continue to search, though, for new adventures. We can finally expand into 2, which is great news. Ideally, what I'm looking for is a place to actually settle rather than this outpost here. Well, we just live in the snow. And it's not like this tundra goes pretty far north. I was expecting like the land to change as I got to the north, but I guess not. Okay, hang on. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to re-roll this map. I don't think I want to play a tundra map on my first game back to the game, okay? Maybe in a challenge mode, we'll do that. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to make an edit to this, and I'm going to say hemispheres is both. And we're going to restart. Random climate, maybe it was cold. Oh, maybe it was. Okay, this is looking a little bit more normal. I really like classical era. Classical era feels like the game opens up a lot. I like classical era and then medieval. I think those are the 2 most fun ones. Let's go pick up this curiosity. That's +1 science, and we could place an outpost immediately if we wanted to. That's a 12 food, 10 production outpost on turn 1. That seems pretty good. We get that down really early, and we could potentially build more scouts off of it. Let's go ahead this way. Yeah, another curiosity. Might be a fast curiosity game. +1 science, +5 influence. Perfect. There's food over here and some curiosity spawning near me. Might be able to kill this deer too for a little bit of food. Can I instant resolve that? Yeah, we can instant resolve it. We took some damage, but that's fine. Let's go hit this curiosity. And then jump up onto this river. So that was another thing. So we're up to 3 science. And in 3 turns, this outpost will grow. I could relocate. But I don't see a reason to relocate. We'll be able to pump out another scout. We have a event here. Lost souls. Your scout comes to you breathless from exertion between gasts. As I spied another tribe, another herd leads you on. Then after giving a stop signal, you drop your bellies and crawl forward. A young woman, no more than 13, summarizes leading a ceremony. Her audience, a dozen or so, equally younger. Many are crying. We see the bodies laid and stand there in mourning. We could welcome these children to our tribe, or we could withdraw and get speed. Let's go ahead and welcome these children to our tribe. Brings us up to 2 pop. We could probably kill a mammoth with high ground. So if we go like here with both of these, now killing a mammoth early is really powerful because a mammoth is a guaranteed pop. Yeah, we could attack the mammoth from the high ground. We'll manually battle this because mammoths are a little bit more scary than other units. We want to occupy the most defensive terrain, which is these 2 tiles. So the mammoth is on a river, which is perfect, which is giving him -3 combat strength, and I'm getting +1 from adjacency. These are pretty safe attacks here, especially because I have 2 units. Even if he rolls higher than me, the amount of damage I'm doing should work out just fine for me. So this is perfect. That's a mammoth kill. Amazing. That's 20 food and 20 influence. So that should be a 3rd tribe that we can use next turn. And also, these curiosities seem to have lost their symbols. But it's also potentially enough influence here for another outpost, maybe over here or something. We'll figure that one out. Now this is a much more, I would say, reasonable start. I definitely want to pick up the science curiosity, so I'm going to pop over here. Yoink. Good job on that one. And I want to grab this science curiosity. I would like to go up with science now because I'm pretty good on that route. I'm at 6 of 10, which is quite nice. I want you to go pillage that sanctuary because you're gathering food. And then you go climb onto this river so you can use the river as a highway. So the interesting thing is moving onto a river takes like almost all of your movement. It takes like 3 movement or something. But moving along a river takes normal movement no matter what the terrain is, as long as there's no cliffs in the way. You can split the third tribe and use it this turn. If you actually go back and watch the footage, I tried to do that and it didn't work. So there's food here for me to yoink. Hopefully that's a 10 food curiosity.
Delicious.
No, there's only a 5 food curiosity. Have you tried playing multiplayer in Humankind? Actually, yes, I have. There is a video of me playing Humankind multiplayer with the game mechanic and 2D Kiri, both of whom are wonderful, wonderful streamers and content creators who I had an absolute blast playing the game with. I reckon a 7 food, 12 production outpost is okay, but I reckon a 614 is better. I can pop out another scout here for 5 influence, and I will do that. So I'm feeling pretty good about my start location. I'm like secluded in a corner. Let's continue to explore. I think I can kill this deer. Let's grab another food curiosity. Pop. There's the growth era star, but we don't want to advance just yet, I feel. Now we can swap this guy out and get him into position to maybe drop a growth outpost there. You climb up onto the river. There's a knowledge curiosity. Make your way 2 tiles this way and go here. Enter a new era. So we could choose a culture. I think I'm going to lay off choosing a culture for now. I would like to go up. I would like to get 3 more knowledge stars so I could go up with knowledge, because I feel like that seems like the right call here. We got another event. So we can get encourage. Violent pursuits. The last winter was especially harsh. The ground hard and the frost chilling to the bone. In the heart of the settlement, the tribe huddled close to share warmth through the coldest days, but for some it wasn't enough. Some needed to get their blood flowing, and they found a means through violent games. Grappling, fighting, and contests of strength and endurance. One contest, where opponents fight with hidebound fists, has gained quite a following, so like early version of boxing, to the point where the outpost's usual foraging missions are under threat. What do you say to this new pursuit? I would say forbid these games. I can codify them, or I can say encourage. If this is permanent 25 experience, I will take it. Hell yeah. We could use these 2 guys to kill a mammoth. We could combine them together and fight the mammoth. Seems like a viable move. I think killing a mammoth gets you +1 population this early into the game, so it makes a huge difference. We're going to manually battle it, and we're going to make sure that both of my units are away from high ground. And then we will actually use defend on both of our units, so they have +1 combat strength from being adjacent to each other, and +1 combat strength from being on defensive stance. And then I should be able to do a double bounce like this, where I use... Normally, you can't walk more than 1 tile through zone of control, but you can walk through an allied unit if they are also in zone of control. So I can use a double bounce to get onto the high ground and get 15 combat strength compared to their 14, which should give me the advantage in terms of damage dealt. And then if I defend on these guys, he should attack the low ground guys. Perfect. And then if I step up here and defend on both, the mammoth should, perfect, go into the middle and attack me. And the next turn, I'll be able to kill this mammoth easily on the first turn of combat. Perfect, awesome. Yeah, let's do a high growth outpost here. And then you go pillage this for food. Grab that food curiosity. Nice, 15 food, instantly giving us another pop that we can use to go ransack. Yeah, perfect. This worked out really, really nicely here. I really, really want to hit the curiosity though. So we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to step you off of the high ground so that we can get high ground and rear attack, which should give us like an absurdly strong hit and insta kill the mammoth. So that's something. So you want to use rear attacks on mammoths usually. It's like a good move to do. Is the DLC out, or did you get early access because streamer? It's out. It's available. It's on Steam. It's on Microsoft Store. There's a link to, I think this is the Xbox Store. I just posted it in chat. I'm like 99% sure. It's available all sorts of places. So 20 food, 20 influence, another pop. So you can see I can't actually walk out the new unit. Somebody said to me earlier you can, and I wanted to make sure that they understood that you can't because I tried it earlier. It's only true when you collect food from a curiosity. So I really want knowledge curiosities here, and I'm not finding them, and it's kind of annoying me. I was like $8 sweet, and I noticed it was just for the DLC. I mean, $8 for DLC seems pretty reasonable to me. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh, yes, a curiosity, perfect. Now, it is in enemy lands. More and more cultures are getting snapped up. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to hit the knowledge star dream here. I'm kind of annoyed that I haven't been able to. But that's a sign of a good game. I feel like if it has moments where you can get frustrated, that means you're invested. Maybe not the best way to look at a game. Oh, I hate when it does that. So definitely we want to be expanding to the north and northwest if we can. Grab those food curiosities. Perfect. Another pop. We can pop that out. I hate that when you pop out a new unit, it doesn't automatically select the new unit to like be your main selection. It kind of maintains the selection of the old unit, which feels very, very counterintuitive to me. If I pop out a new unit, it's because I want to control that unit. That's like a criticism I would levy of the game right now. Is that's still the way they do it. All right, let's pop over here. I know there was a curiosity there. There's the knowledge star. That's perfect. If we could quickly snag a kill on literally anything. What's this? Oh, right. We get our tribal legacy. So we can get +1 industry per population, +1 food per population, or +1 science per population. Now, in my opinion, science feels like the best one, but I actually don't know. I feel like plant lore has always been the weakest. What do you guys think? I feel industry or science is usually like the best one. Science, this feels big because it means you can focus on growth and production. You know what I mean? You can focus on growth and production with your population and still get passive population as you grow. Science doesn't mean much if you can't build stuff. That's true. Production is always king in these games. So we'll go for Waddle and Daub. Can I kill a mammoth? Solo. No. We're gonna try and catch this deer. Is what we're gonna try and do. Oh, we found Orinoco. It's the Orinoco River. Cool. So we'll stay in this area one more turn. There's the deer. That's right. Follow the river until I can catch you. Perfect. We caught the deer. We kill the deer. And then we hit all 3 stars in the nomadic era, which is a big deal. I feel like there should be a reward. I don't know. Maybe there should be a reward for hitting all 3 stars. Like if you hit the 10 knowledge stars, you get a reward. I feel like, do you know what would be cool? Every one of these should have a perk associated with it, like the knowledge star one does, and it should be a different perk. Like growth should have its own little selection of perks. Hunting should have its own little selection of perks, and so should knowledge. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, but in 4x, food is always an exponential modifier. I think it really depends on the 4x. Now, we are playing with the Cultures of Africa DLC, so we're definitely going to be playing the Bantu, I feel. We want to try out the new civs. They're an expansionist civ. Okay, an expansionist was, in my memory, previously not very good, but the game has received a lot of changes, so we'll see how it feels to play. +2 influence per number of adjacent empires on territory. We want to be adjacent to a lot of people. We want to expand a lot. We get the Mupia fields. These automatically upgrade to regular outposts, gives +10 food on adjacent cities. Okay. And then we get the Bajendi Pioneers. These are nomadic units that are pioneers. So by collecting curiosities, we can create new units. So these are like very, very early Mongol horde type units. So let's take the Bantu and let's see what we can make happen with the Bantu. Now, speaking of Bantu, can we do some banter by quickly placing down a sneaky outpost? I think 11-10 here feels really nice. That doesn't seem very good. I think we'll see how it plays. Like you have to play with something before you can make a decision on how good it will be. That's the reality of life and this situation we're in. We'll wait on picking up more curiosities until next turn. We want to like combine together into groups of 2 so that we can more easily defend ourselves from barbarians. And also maybe we want to do a bit of disbanding. I think Answer will be my capital city though. I don't think I have a choice on that one. So let's consolidate our tribes and go to the next turn. Neolithic nomadic tribes. We have become the ancient era Bantu. Let's take a moment to appreciate how they look. I like the graphics on the units. So these are the Bajendi Pioneers. They are 13 combat strength. Regular scouts are 15, but that's because this is AI, so they get ferocious and empire difficulty bonuses. Let's go ahead and get these guys merging, or in the direction of merging, so that we can escape any consequences from this. We want like, I think 2 groups of 4 scouts actually slaps pretty early. It'll allow me to defend myself pretty well. I think Answer is going to be my capital city. I don't think I can turn anywhere else. None of my other outposts are finished, sadly. So let's do here. Evolve outpost to city. Boom. +6 faith on main plaza, +2 faith on main plaza. I think +6 faith on main plaza is like just strictly better early game, which might help your religion a little bit more. So we've settled a new city. We do have access to horses, which is quite good. We could build a farmer's quarter. We could build an industrial quarter. We could build a pottery workshop. I feel like early game. Oh, wow. These guys just can only make outposts with units. So what the hell do I use my influence for is a question. Do I continue to make these? These are 90 production. Well, here's the thing. If I build an outpost adjacent to my city, that's like the equivalent of 2 farmers, which means I could work something else, like production. This is a 50% increase in my production by doing this, but a 50% decrease in my growth rate. I think a 50% increase in my production is like worth doing. Let's have a look at the yields. 6 food, 5 production. Pottery does feel really good early. Let's go for pottery. You know, we could do early warriors. If we go for early warriors, then I might go like fast science. Well, no, if I do this, if I do 1 turn of production and then switch to science, the science and the pottery workshop should line up, and then I can use my influence. Yeah, I think we can make that work. So I'm wondering how much food is actually contained in these curiosities. And maybe I actually want to keep these guys split up into groups of 2. So if I grab one of these pioneer curiosities, it's worth 10 food. And 5 gold. It's not too bad. I do need to be careful of these guys, though. These scout hunting parties are quite powerful. I think our number 1 goal is to get a second city as fast as possible, because it seems like our civ scales quite well off of second cities. Because if we have a second city and we put an outpost in between the 2 cities, both cities get 10 food, which is like super powerful, right? Early game. The Mycenaeans want to have a trade relationship. I'm going to accept this. Anything that will improve my relationship with them is good. They're loyal, so they don't betray. And they're vindictive, so they don't forget. So they don't betray and they don't forget. So I want to keep them on my side if I can. Their war support is going up. That might just be because they're militarist. In terms of founding myths, I think I have to wait a little bit more for influence, but I'll go for influence on the main plaza. I don't think I'll go religion early, although it is an option to do on this civ. On this culture, rather. I guess we can split these up a little bit more. So what does picking this up get you? Just a little bit of money. Money is still good. Theoretically, it might be worth it to attack units. I don't know how much... like, how badly does it annoy these guys if we do this? How strong are they, is the question. Because, like, we don't have a non-aggression pact. Which means it's not illegal for me to attack them in neutral territory. You know what I'm saying? So if we just go all out and attack these guys, maybe we get some food. Let's try it. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll annoy them forever. Let's do this. And this. Okay, that's what I was kind of banking on. And now I can do this. Rear attack, where I'm stronger. And then we're equal. We just hit to defend. Boom, perfect. We got them surrounded. And then this should be a kill. So how much food was that worth, is my question. 10 food, 10 influence. That's pretty good, honestly. We take out a unit from the enemy. We get a kill towards a militarist star. We pick up a little bit of extra food, potentially being able to grow a new unit. That feels okay to me. But I think they had another group of scouts that I wanted to find and hunt down. I also want to hunt down these mammoths. They might be worth killing too for food. I have influence for my policies if I want. So let me come in here. I've got legitimacy, which makes outposts cheaper. I probably want to go codified laws as this civ, maybe. Influence on main plaza for sure. That one just feels better to me. And then maybe I'll save up for a city evolve. An early city evolve feels powerful to me. Feels like a strong kind of move. We're still slightly weaker than mammoths, but the disparity in our combat strength is much lower. Let's end deployment. So we have high ground, which is just like an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. You'll slowly work on getting a flank. All right, never mind. They just like totally ignored it. So we'll just go in for the kill. So how much is the mammoth worth? 20 food. Now that's big. So killing 2 mammoths is worth a free unit. There's also some food over here to pick up. Let's bring these guys back into my territory to heal. And then get exploring with these lads. 20 food from a kill is quite good, because these are like amoeba units. You want to gather food because they mitosis split, you know what I mean, when you get a certain amount. Blades of the Empire, so we can choose army composition now. Cheaper units could be quite powerful. Early game, it would mean that we could crank out more of these Begendi pioneers, claim more land. Something to think about. How do you settle more outposts? Is it an item ability? It's part of your unit's ability. Let's go ahead and focus this now on production. You can see here, it's a claim territory. I could use 4 to claim territory. I don't think I want to do that yet. I think I want to work on amoebaing a little bit more. Take a moment to heal. There's city defense. So now we can start recruiting warriors and we can use our influence to also get things. Oh, these guys are nomads. They heal while moving through foreign territory. Can I get yoinks? A little bit of food there. Unfortunately, I can't bring reinforcements to this battle. I'm trying to think about what's the best angle of attack here. There isn't really one, but if I can trap them from retreating, I can get a better battle next turn. Oh, he attacked me, but that's actually perfect. Oh, you silly Billy, why are you on the low ground? So we attack down, we're at 18, they're at 15, and then this should be like 16, yeah, 16, 14, it's perfect. So they should now accidentally kill themselves. Perfect. That's another 10 food. We're even closer now, we're at 25, although some of it got split. In fact, if I were to combine these units together, mitosis would happen. I think it would be good to get horses unlocked nice and early. I like the idea of horses early. Mukenge, we can get a single warrior and get, like, if we could get 2 outposts using influence in between our, just here, maybe surrounding our capital, that would be extreme amounts of growth, just using 1 warrior for that. There's the agrarian star. So we got our first agrarian star. We also have a request from these guys. They want to trade luxuries. The AI seems a little bit more chill. These guys are benevolent and vindictive as well. So they seem quite chill. Let's get on to the Niger River. We want to combine both of these units together like this, boom, to get a 4th unit that we can crack out and go hunt deer with. Like so. We'll just instant resolve that. It was worth 5 food and a little bit of influence. We are losing gold, but the level of exploration we're doing should be kind of making up for that once we start hitting curiosities. I thought I had this set to 8 continents. How is there 3 people on 1 continent? Kind of seems absurd. There's got to be some empty continents out there. So what's going on over here? Split up. We want to look for those curiosities. We're not finding them. I'm surprised I can't see into those woods. They must have changed like the vision algorithm. But I think otherwise, we get these warriors out and we can move them next turn. So what are we building? We're not going to need early food. That's the thing. We're going to get all of our early food from outposts. So I feel like if we go fast maker's quarters here on the river, seems pretty okay. Turn the rivers into industry. Okay. I can dig it. An early maker's quarter can make some difference. I'm being attacked. And this is again, I really do feel like I should have the right to choose where my little outpost thing goes. Because if it was on this hill, I basically win. So I'm just going to retreat. And I also feel like I should have a little bit of control over where they retreat to. Because they kind of retreat in illogical and strange ways, in my opinion. Those are 2 things that I find frustrating about the game. And it looks like they haven't changed. But yeah, otherwise, I think I can get a bit of vengeance maybe if I run over towards them. I definitely want to be fighting with these guys early. It feels like these are definitely fighting units. Like these are not units that you just want to kind of like play passively on. These are like very aggressive scouting kind of units. Nice. Wild berries, 20 food. So we're going to be doing something a little sneaky here. We're going to be using warriors to pick up outposts, which is outside of like the scope of what my civ is supposed to do. But when have I ever done what I'm supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like retreat into enemy territory. Exactly. Like they do kind of illogical things. And I think that is just one of the things about Humankind. It's like a conscious decision they've kind of made, is that the player has a little bit less control over the game than you would normally expect. And that things are a little bit more organic and thematic, which is fair enough. That's an okay decision to make. I've been playing Humankind since release and I've yet to use a navy. Am I just playing the game wrong, or a navy's useless? Navies are inherently less useful than land ships unless you catch land units embarked. If you catch land units embarked, navies absolutely shred. Like it's not even close. Navies will shred a land army at sea in seconds. Like you will 2-turn them. I'm not even joking. But outside of like that sort of an engagement, a navy just exists to prevent invasion, really. It kind of works like the way navies do work in real life, right? Like a navy is kind of an answer to a threat or protection from a threat rather than actually like something that is inherently useful in of itself. It's something that has a means to its end, if you get me. So mammoth on the high ground. I can do this and this and then this. And with the rear attacks, we should be able to easily kill this mammoth. I won't attack with you because that's a disadvantaged attack. You step here, you bounce through him, and then you do a rear attack. Perfect. 20 food, 20 influence. Very nice. We are going to need to worry about gold because we're spending a lot of money on maintaining these early units. Yeah, I stole their mammoth for sure. +1 combat strength is just so good early, especially for this kind of a build that I'm doing where I have a lot of like little units. So maybe we'll do +1 combat strength. +1 combat strength just feels like it's hard to pass up because of how big +1 combat strength is in this game. Like the difference it makes. Is it worth it to absorb those units into your city to increase population? Well, we're specifically playing the Bantu, which are expansionists. So we don't want to grow our cities tall. We want to grab as much territory as possible. And by killing units and fighting and doing all that sort of stuff, we're getting influence that we can use to make new cities and expand our cities. And not only that, we're also getting food on these units, which will allow us to create more pioneers. And then when you have a stack of 4 pioneers created, you can actually use those to create an outpost. So we should be able to get a second city really, really fast here. In fact, I should be looking in case there's like a place I can move them. Because this is a very high food city, but very low production. I may put my second city here in Mira. Have you seen the roadmap they released today? No, we'll probably look at that actually after, in the next 10, 15 minutes. If you could link it to me on Discord, I would appreciate that. God damn it, is this... Let me have a look at this fight here. It's equal footing. Again, just really terrible terrain for defense. And they only stepped back like 2 tiles. I don't know. Am I allowed pillage? You know what? They're getting pillaged. Let's do it like this. We'll start the pillage next turn. And we'll combine together up to 3 units. There's like a specific way I want to do this actually. Hold on. Well, yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay, yeah, I know how I'm going to do it. I'll explain what I'm doing there next turn, because it's a bit of a 5-head move. So we have the influence now to come into here, specifically Mira, and make a second city. This is a really early second city. I would be surprised if anyone else had a second city. They haven't made any demands, but I could make demands. I'm not going to. I'm going to let like tensions boil between me and them. This is like, I feel like this is to be expected as like a little bit of early game shenanigans. I could instant finish this maker's quarter, but I don't want to. I'm going to immediately get to work on a pottery workshop. I'll put you into production because it's a huge production boost. And we'll be getting food from having an outpost here next turn. We'll place that outpost. Oh, I need 89 influence to place an outpost. That's quite expensive, actually. You posted it to the Humankind channel? All right, brilliant. I'll check that out. You need to run before you get caught. So we just picked up domestication. I think I'll go ahead and get to work on calendar. Now I want to do like a 5-head morphing here. I want to take these 2 units and I want to step them out of this group. Can you not? While I'm in the middle of micromanaging my units, he attacks me, dude. And I want to take these 2 units and step them out to there. And then I want to take these 2 guys and merge them. And then that'll create a new unit, which I can go exploring. But I definitely want to do a little bit of attacking here. And potentially pillage this Awari with these 4 guys. Although it really should be a 3-guy army. If I want to actually do... I feel like you should still get the food. And that unit should just pop out beside them. I don't know. I don't like that you don't get the food when it's a full 4 stack. That's just me. Ooh. Oh, wow. That was enough to get me another guy. I think. Right? Am I crazy? And more. Perfect. I haven't actually really looked into the modding community of Humankind yet. But I've heard good things. I've seen a lot of posts about mods, and the modding community seems very active. I kind of wish that if I had been thinking a little bit more, Scythe would have been here, but we should be able to crack down an outpost next turn using influence. I think it's a good balance because you're incentivized to use 3-stack units. It just feels like counterintuitive and wrong. Oh, he actually attached this, so I don't think I can pillage it without declaring war. Well, that kind of screws my plans. It's not the end of the world. I'll just leave and maintain like a presence on the border, hunting for those curiosities. Many food curiosities over here. Very, very good. This city created an industrial quarter. I don't want to make too many of those. I also don't want to be working food if I can avoid it. I don't know how I feel about production. Science might be good. Let me have a look here. We're going to hit our growth star pretty easily because of the civ we're playing. So I think we want to focus on hitting like science. I don't know if we're going to be hitting gold. We would have to like prioritize gold pretty hard with population. And I don't know if that's really like in the scope of what I want to be doing here early. There's another +5. I could get plus... Well, I mean, I could focus on money and then build the horse ranch, which is kind of like a compromised position. It gives me a quarter, builder star, gets me credit for this, slowly works on this, and allows me to work on this too at the same time. So maybe... let's come over to this warrior, finally place this outpost. I'm going to go for the 10-6 because I want it to be built in 5 turns rather than like 10. Now I'm curious, am I already getting that 10 food per turn? Plus 10 food from Mupia field. So it only has to be placed in order for you to get the benefit. Now the question is, am I going to plug in 50% outpost create? I'm curious. I actually want to find out. I'm really, really curious. Will this halve this cost here? If this halves this cost, that's a game changer. So we're going to go find out. Oh, I could buy this. 75 money by sea for 2% industry and 4 stability. I'm going to buy that. That's worth it. That's a trade route right there. So, target another to forcibly add it to your empire. Do I want to use actually this ability here? You know what? I might give it a try. I might try to steal this outpost. If I yoink this really early, that's game changer. It's a game changer right there if I can yoink that. Hear me out on this one. God damn it, why would you choose this as your path? Why would you go that route? Why would you go that way? Make your way over there. Pick up food. You've got 20 food on you. What have you got? You've got 20 food on you. So if I merge these guys together, I'll get another unit. So curiosity here. If I take legitimacy and get the 50% outpost cost, it's still 4 population. Damn. Still, it means I can use my influence to surround my cities with outposts, which I think is like what the Civ wants to do in order to grow them rather than like actually attaching. Although it kind of feels like the Civ is supposed to attach. I don't really know. Let me double check how this ability works. Plus 10 food on adjacent cities. Oh, I guess it doesn't have to be adjacent. So yeah, okay. Yoink, potentially a 20 food one? No, it's a 10 food one. It's okay. Head down here. Hello, curiosity. So where is my next outpost? I would like to secure a good resource. We've got silver and lead. And then 2 leads here. You know, I'm going to go ahead and try to pick up this incense here. So get on that river and then we'll place an outpost somewhere on this river. You've completed the pottery workshop, which gives us a little bit of influence. We're making really good influence, actually. We could start producing Bagendi pioneers. Like, do we just actually want to commit to this? Is that a crazy thing to do? If we commit hard to making these and surrounding our cities and outposts, do you know what, actually? Now that I've thought about it, this is kind of an insane play, but it kind of makes sense, and I wish I'd gone. I wish I'd gone for minus 30% unit cost. And we just go mass early unit and hit the gas. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm playing it too conservatively. I need to really lean into the strengths of my Civ. There's Calendar. Wish I had a little bit more money for the horse ranch. I don't. I like using Benti Pioneers as warrior factories. Have you actually played this? This is literally out like an hour. How have you come up with a strategy already? So we're going to found an outpost here. Boom. So that'll be another 10 food for my capital. Nice. That's amazing. So we want to do a big merge. And then we could do a free outpost like there. I think we're just going to lean heavily into expanding as much as humanly possible. We're doing it a little bit late. But I think I've kind of figured out how you're supposed to, quote unquote, play this Civ. And I think you're supposed to spam these and focus your... get food from your things and focus on production with these. I think that's what you're supposed to do. You focus on production and you get all your food from your outposts. So I'm kind of figuring out this Civ a little bit. This is what I should have been doing from turn 1, and I should have been looking for outposts like immediately. Go get that one. I wonder if I can... I'm going to give the attempt on the yoink here. It's going to be 6 turns. But yoinking 2 strategic, it's 2 luxuries this early could be, this might be too hard for them to deal with. We are more powerful than them, and I have a stack of 4 pretty strong guys in very weak terrain, like it's all rivers and stuff, so we won't really be able to defend very well. But maybe we can make it work. Superstitious. I'm going to take Superstitious. I can live with Superstitious. I have the horses making up for that science. Influence and production to found outposts. Yeah, it's kind of like I get food from making outposts, and I can use food and production to found more outposts. So if I use the food to focus on production, I can turn population into outposts. So it's kind of like, these guys kind of break the rules in a really interesting way. There's an agrarian star. Now I'm wondering, oh, the outpost they found has 4 of 4 population. And you can spawn more pioneers using influence. Oh, that was my mind expanding. Dude. Never mind merging. We can spend all of our influence on making more terra. I almost want to start the game over. Now that I understand how you're supposed to play this. My mind just... brain explosioned, dude. I think there's a little bit of food up here I can yoink. That's insane! 4 turns until I yoink that piece of territory. These guys actually seem like really obnoxious to play against in multiplayer. I'm going to be real with you. Like if someone was playing these guys, I'd be mad. I'd be angry. So now we can gang up. Can you move and join? Oh, you're not a pioneer, so you can't join them. You're a warrior. I'm a moron. Never mind. Go grab that. So now we've got another squad that we can send out and grab another piece of territory. This is disgusting what you could do with the Civ, dude. Vote for a restart with the newfound info. No. I want my raw impressions, like, because then we would just restart every time we hit a new era and we learned something new, right? We're learning as we go. That's part of the discovery process. So what do they got here? They still only have scouts. But I tell you what, on that like mind-bending realization, I'm going to go ahead and end that episode of this YouTube video. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time.